Hey guys, it's day number 95 of my 365-day Jimmy Ice Bath Challenge. Lots and lots of ice all for you today as I put my body inside of an ice bath every single day here in the year 2022. This has been my challenge for the year. A lot of people kind of make New Year's resolutions that they're going to do something. Well, I not only made a resolution to do something for the year, I made it 365 days that I would get into an ice bath every single day. And so there is the ice bath. There's all the ice. Morozco Forge is the tank that I use. Gonna open it up and take a look. Looks like 32.8 degrees Fahrenheit today, you guys. Nice and chilly in there. So coming in, make yourselves at home here on day number 95. It is very rainy out here today in South Kakalaki. And a little bit cooler. I think it's like 55 degrees with the weather that came through. It made it a bit cooler. And so it is what it is. You deal with the elements. As far as my walk after we're done, I could grab an umbrella and walk out there. I'm going to walk somehow, some way, but I'm going to have to figure that one out before I get out of the ice bath. But I have a topic today, you guys, that I think you're going to really enjoy, because I have yet another one of the benefits that comes from exposing your body deliberately to cold temperatures. So I'll tell you about that once I'm on the inside of the ice bath. I forgot my clock, so let's grab the clock, get it ready to go. 5 minutes are on the clock. We will go ahead and situate you guys down, point you downwards so you can see all the everything. 5 minutes on the clock, and let's do this. Sometimes the cold can feel so intense when you're in this cold of water that you feel your heart beat. And not uncomfortably so. It's just that when you're breathing in air through your lungs, through your nose, and then you breathe out, as you're breathing out, you can feel like a thud. You can hear your heartbeat and feel it. Kind of a surreal experience, but I like that. It reminds me I'm alive. It reminds me what I'm doing is a very, very hard thing to do. 55 degrees outside today, so that makes it a little bit more challenging when it's cold outdoor temperature than when it's like 75 like it was yesterday. All right, you guys, let me tell you about this benefit of ice baths that I've not told you about. I've told you about a lot of the benefits so far and the things that happen when you get into an ice bath. This one here today has several implications, and here's what it is. Getting into an ice bath actually boosts your nitric oxide levels. Now, if you're not familiar with nitric oxide, NO, it is definitely a key element in many parts of your health. And with all that's happened over the past couple of years, nitric oxide would come in handy if you have higher levels of it, because it boosts your immune system. So you have greater immunity when you have higher nitric oxide levels, and making yourself cold helps to produce that. Now, guys are very familiar with nitric oxide because forever and ever, amen, we have had commercials targeted at us for boosting our testosterone and boosting our sex drive by having higher amounts of nitric oxide. And so all these supplements have been created as, hey guys, come boost your nitric oxide levels and you can pleasure her. You know, and all this kind of stuff. So, who knew getting in an ice bath could help with that? Now you know. What's ironic is with the sex drive thing, while you're in here, there's major shrinkage. So you get a temporary shrinkage to get long-term better in that way. Anyway, I'll leave that one alone. I'm going under the water now. Those of you who have never watched my ice bath videos, I enjoy going under the water. That's literally the best part. If you've never done an ice bath or even a cold shower and put your head under the water, you are missing out. That is like one of the best parts. All right, I'm going to put on my jersey because we're going to walk it out. That's what we do when we're done. As you guys know who've been following my ice bath videos, I am testing this theory that doing cold therapy and then following it up with a period of some moderate exercise, which walking qualifies, is supposed to boost your testosterone in a guy. So that's why I do this walk. Plus, I like to walk. Walk is cool, so let me get my umbrella open here, and we will get out here and walk it out. Thanks for joining me, guys. If you came in late, day number 95 of my 365-day Jimmy Ice Bath Challenge. It is very rainy out here, so I'm going to close my door. All right, this should work as long as I'm looking at the path that I walk. It's a little wet, but we'll manage. So welcome, guys. This is day number 95. Coming up on that day 100 coming soon. And I'm excited because I feel like I'm accomplishing something. I feel like what I'm doing right now is something even I didn't think I was capable of. And look, there's a lesson there. There's a lesson in trying those things that even you don't even believe you're able to do. And for me, ice baths are kind of a metaphor for that. That there's a lot of things I've been able to do in my life. There's a lot of things that I've held myself back from just because of the belief that I didn't think I could do them. And so if you've been there, I understand. I've been there too. It's not something that you want to have happen. It just happens. We doubt ourselves. We have so many things just mentally that hold us back from achieving what we want to achieve. All right, guys, let me scroll back, see who all's here today. Lara's here. Dawn Maria's here. Linda. Nutrient Dense Teas. Melissa. Yellow-eyed one. GH is here. Debbie's here. Heather. As always, guys, if you have any questions about cold therapy or about my journey or about what I talked about here today regarding the boost in nitric oxide levels, please write your questions below. Interact with me a little bit. Maze is here. Barb. Fisherman. Jojo. Tamara. Cape Digger. Anna. Carrie. Kiermer. I see my bud AD Keto's here. Aaron Dupree in the house. What's up, my man? Jay Dean is here. Bulletproof says, go, go, Jimmy. And Mary. So, yes. Calls me. Usually when somebody calls me, it messes up the video. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear? You guys hear me? Somebody say something. I got a phone call. Hello, hello. Okay, good. Because when I get phone calls while I'm on a live, it usually kills the sound, and I'm like, shit. So I got some random number from Lawrence today. I was like, I don't need to talk to somebody, not while I'm on my live. Anywho, it is what it is. But anyway, back to you guys. So I forget where I was, but if you have questions about cold, please go ahead and write them down there. Y'all are quiet on me today. You got no questions? You got nothing you want to interact on? You're just going to watch me sit here and have an umbrella in the pouring down rain for my health? But no, this has been a great journey so far. I am super glad that I decided to do this particular challenge because I needed something hard but doable. Something that seemed like it would be impossible, but something that I feel like I could accomplish. And I've surprised myself a little bit. I did not expect that I could be so consistent about this. And that's been great. That's been fun to watch that I've been able to do it. And look, at first it was a lot harder, and now it's a lot easier because it's become a habit. It's become a routine. It's like anything else. Until you get used to something, it's going to seem weird. It's going to seem hard. But once you get used to it, once you're able to do it, and then it just becomes a part of who you are, you don't even think about not doing it. So Bulletproof says, are you going to get a snorkel and try to go under for longer? My head still hurts from the other day of going under the water trying to go for a minute. For those of you that missed that one the other day, 25 seconds is what I was able to make before I got this splitting headache. So the theory that people like Bulletproof and others had was, well, the reason why you got the headache was you were holding your breath. And so they got the idea, how about wearing a snorkel so you can breathe freely while you're under the water? Maybe you'll be able to stay under longer. At some point, yes. Probably not soon. Just because that was rough. Like even when I go under now, while I'm under there, I'm like, not too long, Jimmy, not too long. Like today, I got to 10 seconds and I was like, all right, you need to come up. You might have seen I was almost coming up right at 10 seconds. I stayed another few seconds, but it's made me a little gun shy of staying under the water for too long. That was bad. If you missed that the other day, I thought I was going to be all hot shot and stay under the water for a whole minute. I didn't even make a half a minute. But I like those kind of challenges. That's been the fun part too. Plus the community of having you guys come along for the ride. it's always fun when you have people watching and supporting. And look, a lot of you guys have taken up your own version of cold therapy, doing cold showers for the very first time. That's been gratifying to hear, that so many of you guys now are so intrigued by this that you yourself are trying cold therapy. As somebody that tries to get people to try things, that's very gratifying. I try to get people to eat keto, give it a try. I try to get people to try fasting, give it a try. And now I'm trying to have people do ice baths, give it a try. So I love it. I love it. I love it. So if you came in late, or if you've been here the whole time, day number 95 of my ice bath challenge. Got questions? I'm here for you. I'm just out on my walk. It is pouring down rain here. So I'm out on a walk after being in a 32 degree ice bath, 32 degree Fahrenheit ice bath. I always have to put the Fahrenheit because my international friends watch these videos and they go, 32 degrees, mate. Like my Aussie friends. 32 degrees, mate. That's hot, mate. 32 degrees Fahrenheit. It's cold. Lara says, can you explain how the forge works exactly? I've not looked it up. Does it produce the ice or just keep you placed in there frozen? So, great question. So the Morozco Forge is the tank that I have that Lara is referring to. And they literally created this. The guys that invented it. They're a bunch of nerdy engineers is what they are. And they live in the Phoenix, Arizona area. And they said, we want to do ice baths. But during the summer in Phoenix, Arizona, it's 115 to 120 degrees Fahrenheit. So they would go they would go buy bags of ice. And by the time they dumped the bags of ice into their horse trough, it would almost all be melted so quickly because of the heat. And so they're like, we've got to come up with a way to keep the temperature of the water consistent no matter what the outdoor temperature is. And so they are engineers. So they went and bought a bunch of deep freezers and refrigerators and all these things that had parts on it to see if they could come up with a way to create ice and normalize the temperature to what they wanted. And he did it on a very small scale. Jason Stauffer and Thomas Seeger, they did it on a very small scale, and overnight it made ice. And they're like, okay, now we have a template that it will work. So then they just scaled it. Then they added the thermometer temperature so you can control how cold it gets. Now I keep mine on 32 degrees Fahrenheit pretty much all the time. I'll crank it down to 30 so to produce more ice. Like right now, I think the temperature outside changing kind of fooled it a little bit. So that's why you might have noticed the ice wasn't like voluminous in there today. So what I'll do when it does that is I'll crank it back on down to 30. And what that will do is create a sheet of ice at the bottom, which will then release, and I'll have more ice in there tomorrow. So I love it. Plus it's got a constant filtration system that's always cleaning the water. That's the same water that's been in there since I got it. And it's crystal clear clean. And the way you know it's still clean is if it was dirty water, it would no longer ice over. So it's still plenty ices over. But great question. Thank you for that. So thanks for being here, you guys. If you have any other questions, I'm always game to talk about cold therapy or mindset or anything related to this Jimmy Ice Bath Challenge. I have no plans of not accomplishing this goal. The only thing that I can see that will be a challenge that's coming up is I have some travel coming. So at the end of this month, I am speaking at the Paleo FX conference. So I have to travel to Austin, Texas from South Carolina. Well, I'm driving. I'm going to drive there. And so I'll probably have a couple nights to get there. And so I'm already circumnavigating in my mind, all right, hotels have ice machines and some rooms have bathtubs. Not all of them, but some rooms. So if it's a hotel room that has a bathtub, and maybe I'll try to find ones that do have a bathtub, and I take like a big towel and fill it up and dump it in the tub, and big towel, fill it up, dump it in the tub, go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Maybe I get a room close to the ice machine. That'll be smart too. Then maybe I could accomplish it. But again, it's a tub, so it's not like I can do 5 minutes and I get my whole body. I'm still a very tall guy, and so I'll make it work, and I'll be bringing my phone and my stand and everything on the road. So I don't know if while I'm traveling it will be possible for me to always be 5 p.m. Eastern while I'm traveling, but I will keep it up. The very worst case scenario is I'll get into the shower and turn it on the coldest setting. And even there, I can give you a primer on how you can do cold showers and kind of show you where you start warmer and then you kind of slowly work your way down. I can show you that. So that'll be fun to show you that even while you're traveling, you can commit to this. Now, at the Paleo FX conference, they're going to have a cold plunge demo. I was contacted by the lady that's running the demo, and she said, Jimmy, please come by. I want people to see you get into the ice plunge. I'm like, done. Free plunge while I'm at Paleo FX? Yes, please. So she's been watching all my videos, so she knows I can handle it. Handle it. So that'll be fun. I'm excited about that. I'm not officially doing anything with cold therapy at Paleo FX, but that will be a part of what I'll do while I'm there. Nutrient Dense Teas says, do they recommend changing out the water? How long can you keep the same water in there? So I asked them that question, Morosco Forge. They said there's really no reason to change the water because it is being constantly filtrated. I literally bought the filtration system, which was an extra like $3,000 or $4,000 just for the filtration system. So it's a very sophisticated filtration system that gets all the gunk out of there. If I started seeing like a film or like gross stuff in there, yeah, I would totally dump all the water out and start all over. The only problem is when you dump the water out of it and you refill it back up, it takes about 48 hours to fully get down to 32 degrees Fahrenheit again. So that would be my only concern about dumping it. Now, I'm not stupid. If it needs to be dumped, I'll dump it. But while the water is still crystal clear and while it's still making ice, there's no reason for me to dump that water out. Like I said, it hasn't gotten gross in there. It's still very clean looking water. So, and it is still freezing, which is a great sign. Get a jacuzzi hot tub, says Marcus. I got one, my bud. I already got a jacuzzi hot tub. That would be fun. I almost on April Fool's Day, you guys, almost decided to empty out my hot tub, fill it back up with water, and then fill it back up with a shitload of ice. How funny would that have been as a visual for my ice bath to get into my hot tub full of ice? You guys would have tripped out if I did that. But that was a logistical nightmare. I would have needed hundreds of pounds of ice to pull off that sight gag stunt. But that would have been funny. My friend Dancing Carnivore says, are there any rivers along your route? Oh, I'm sure there are. I'm not sure which way I'm going, whether I'm going north and then south, like north through North Carolina, Tennessee, Arkansas, and down into Texas, or if I'm going to go the southern route. I'm not sure which way I'm going to go yet. The southern route goes through Louisiana into Texas. So I'm not sure yet. But yes, that is always an option. Thank you for that. Although this time of year, I don't know if it's going to be cold enough to be in just a river. I went to a river here locally not that long ago, and it was probably in the 40s, which was cold. But yeah, I don't know. I think once you've done like 32, it's hard to gauge anything being cold enough like that. So, but yes, there's probably rivers along the way that I could do. Trust me, if I can find a place that's non-traditional to do a cold dip, I will certainly do it. Certainly. Are you walking with a limp? No, I'm walking with my umbrella in my right hand. I've got the tripod in my left hand, and I'm bracing the tripod up against my body. So you're probably seeing it jerk the camera a little bit. But no, I'm not limping, you weirdo, Parkman. Parkman's always trolling me on my videos. So yeah, you guys, here on day 95, still rocking and rolling, still doing this thing. Have no intention of stopping anytime soon. I think the rain has let up. It has. All right, now I can. This has been great. Going to keep this going. I'm always interested to hear your guys' story. So if you've done some cold therapy, I would love to feature you. That would be kind of fun, that after I'm done being in my ice bath, talk to some people who have done plunges like you, Dancing Carnivore. I know you've gone into a river since you suggested it to me. I know that's something you've done when it was in the winter and much colder. And I would love to kind of pick your brain for your experience about how that was, and doing cold plunges and what they have meant to you. So that's something I would like to do with this as well. Of course, you guys that follow me, you know I've been talking about doing a book on cold therapy. So starting that here in about 3 or 4 weeks, I'll be starting writing that book, Cold Therapy Clarity, and already kind of getting the research down right now. I'll be getting some experts and testimonials for the book very soon as well. So rocking and rolling. But if you'd like to be featured on these ice bath videos, I would love to pull you up, talk to you, kind of pick your brain and let everybody talk to you back. So let me know if that's interesting to you. And as always, if you're watching on the replay on YouTube, on Facebook, or even here on Instagram, go follow me at Living Low Carb Man, LIVIN LOWCARBMAN. Once you're there, join me 5 p.m. Eastern time every single day. I get into this bad boy. It is the Morosco Forge. And so I'm going to put the lid back on. I usually wait till I'm off the air to do this, but I want you guys to see that I put the lid back on. And that's how you do it. Pretty cool, huh? Easy peasy, as they say. Well, thank you guys for joining in. Tomorrow, I have a very busy day tomorrow. Tomorrow at 10 a.m., I have to do a redo of an interview. So I recently interviewed the lady behind the KetoCon conference that's coming in July. Her name's Robin Switzer. I recently interviewed her on Instagram. Well, I went to take a look at the audio and listen and everything. It was bad. It just didn't turn out well. So I'm going to have to redo that interview with her at 10 a.m. At 1 p.m., I've got Brad Kearns. So you guys know Brad Kearns' name if you follow Mark Sisson. He's done a lot of work with Mark Sisson, writing books with him, doing podcasts with him. Well, Brad has his own podcast, his own work that he does, and he's a big fan of cold plunges. So we're definitely going to get into his philosophy about cold therapy, but a lot of other things as well. So definitely join in for that at 1 p.m. Eastern. And then, of course, 5 p.m. I'll be back for day 96 of my challenge that I've been doing here in the ice bath. So never a dull moment, you guys. Love that you're here as a part of it. Thank you so much. And I'll see you again real soon. Bye, everyone.